I grew up in the region, and I was always concerned how some researchers would come into the region, basically take data and leave and never come back, and have no accountability or transparency to not only the participants but the region that I grew up in and now that I came back to. So one of the things, the goal was to not replicate that kind of research. Well, unfortunately, in many cases with local lore and local histories is that there's very few times that the local voices have been heard or have told their stories. So what you often have is historians or researchers come in, or journalists come in, interview people, and then leave, and then write an article or write a book, and you don't hear the voice of the people itself. So to me, that's very important to not only hear to give credit to the voice of the people, but perhaps to have their own voices heard. And that was something that I thought the video interviews would capture. It's not my voice no longer. My voice is only being heard right now, and that's it. So the local lore is important because not only through migration, one of the issues that we're facing in Northern Ontario is we're losing a lot of our people. A lot of our elders are passing away, and that knowledge, especially the rich combination of knowledge of lore of the lake, is being lost. We're no longer really a maritime communities around the shorelines. There's very few fishers left, professional or fishers, and the only contact we really have right now is either through traditional activities or through recreational activities when you think about it. I grew up fearing the lake. We had a nice small lake in Manitouwadge, and that was good enough for us and the smaller inland lakes. I drove by it. We got caught in a lot of snowstorms, so you learned also to fear it, although we never really went on it. We also saw its impact. So a healthy reverence for the lake and fearful respect. And I always admired the old fishers and the stories, and even the tugboat operators and those individuals that went on out in the lake, not defying it, but trying to work with it and eke out a living. And I always admired that. And the more I read about the lake and how dangerous it is, and talking to First Nations and how they survived the lake and made a living off the lake, I just thought it was admirable, and I wanted to learn more about it. So when two individuals the first one from Rossport, Lauren Malinsky, approached me to do some research to capture the local lore, I just jumped on it because then I got a chance to talk and hear the stories of the fishers and the third or fourth generations of fishers in the regions, and some of the people that worked on the tugboats or derived living off the islands. And the same thing with Silver Islet, which is basically just starting now, but we are hearing those stories. And I just admire people for being able to make a living off this magnificent but very somewhat dangerous lake.